Hey, what's happening, everyone? I'm SirJames coming at you guys with another video, and hopefully you guys are doing well and are looking forward to the weekend, which technically by the time I record this video and upload it, it's already the weekend, so hopefully you are having a good weekend instead. Anyways, today I'm here to give you guys another custom lightsaber review. I feel like it's been a while since I've done a custom lightsaber review on the channel, ever since we had the new Galaxy's Edge sabers to cover, and I figured it's about time for another custom saber, and I think you guys are going to like this one. At least I hope you guys like this one as much as I do. But before we get into that, just want to kind of give you guys just a real quick update for anything that you might have missed along the way, since I haven't been uploading for the past few days just because I haven't had anything to upload it. Well, first off, I did add another Sideshow collectible Scout Trooper and Speeder Bike, so there's two up here, and this is really cool. I love seeing two of them together. Working on some resin printing files and paintings. I'm working on a repainted Boba Fett armor, and files were downloaded from Galactic Armory's website. Some really cool files if you're looking for some resin printing or maybe helmets to print. And that's really about it. And I'll be at Disneyland tomorrow, June 6th, visiting Avengers Campus first thing in the morning. I will be recording some content for that, and of course ending my day at Galaxy's Edge with my lightsabers ignited. And I do mean lightsabers, I'll be bringing two. So if you guys see me there, feel free to say hi. Anywho, today we're going to be taking a look at this custom lightsaber. This is a lightsaber from KY Lightsabers, which is installed by Solo Sabers. Starting with, what exactly is this lightsaber? And how come it kind of resembles Kylo Ren saber somewhat in a way? Well, for those of you who don't know, is that for Star Wars The Force Awakens, is that Kylo Ren didn't technically start with the crossguard lightsaber that we know and love today. Kylo Ren Lightsaber had a bit of a different design. I don't know how many different designs Kylo Ren saber had, but there was one in particular that at least a couple companies that I'm aware of tried to replicate that, or at least somewhat make it into a reality. The first one, which is a little bit more accurate towards the concept art, is the one by Phoenix Props, which that one I feel like is a lot harder to get. At least I couldn't find one to acquire. The second one, which popped up on the Lightsaber Facebook Marketplace, would be this one here by KY Lightsabers. So I instantly nabbed just because I thought it looked great, and I love the dual kyber crystal components here. In fact, let me give you guys a closer look here of this hilt. So first off, here's the hilt at the distance. You'll probably notice that's currently blinking right now, which we're going to touch upon that in just a moment. So let me go ahead and bring in the initial details here. Let me go ahead and kind of rotate this around so you guys could go ahead and see it. And again, once again, this hilt specifically is by KY Lightsabers, not Phoenix Props, just so that way there's no confusion along the way. And I love the code name that both groups gave, which is, again, Jedi Killer. I mean, it's a good saber to kill some Jedis. I mean, what's not to love about it? But as mentioned, this saber was installed by Solo Sabers. If you're unfamiliar with Solo Sabers, I'll put a link to his Facebook page down below. He's definitely someone that is praised in the lightsaber community and who does a lot of great, amazing lightsaber installs, which hopefully whenever I get Ezra's lightsaber, specifically Ezra's first lightsaber, I do plan on using his service to getting that installed, which is going to look awesome. He does have some examples on there. But for this one is set up with the Profi Board 2.2 with the NeoPixel setup, fully updated to the current OS as of this video. And I have some gesture controls enabled, which is, there's supposed to be like a stab motion, which I'm having some issues activating, but I also have the twist on and twist off, simple controls like that. As far as the internals go, we also have the removable battery. There's actually no kill key or kill switch. And for this one, in order to access the internals anyways, you can't just unscrew the pommel. You do have to remove an actual screw first, and then this slides right off, getting access to your battery. That's really the only thing, so you have to probably keep an additional tool with you. As far as the crystals go, these are actual real quartz crystals. And these ones are done a little bit differently. The one on the top is your normal quartz crystal, meaning that there's no cracks or anything like that. But for the bottom one here, Solo Sabers actually took the second crystal on the bottom. He heated it to a high temperature, which he explains in his video what degrees that he's used. And then he clinched it in ice cold water, causing the crystal to crack, which looks really cool. And again, I don't know if video wise it's going to showcase. You might be somewhat able to make out the difference between that top crystal there and the bottom crystal there. You can kind of see the cracks in it already. And I just love the dual crystal setup. Now, as far as the wiring goes, unlike my Starkiller Saber that I reviewed, where the crystal and the blade are shared on the same install, meaning that I don't have to worry about like a second profile in the config section to change the kyber crystal. This one is wired to where the main blade and the crystal chamber is separate from one another. So meaning that I could have the main blade do one thing and I could program the crystal chamber to do something completely entirely different if I wanted to, or act the same way as the main blade, which is you know, pretty fun to mess with. I was kind of messing around with the settings, so like right now it's doing a continuous blinking pulse effect. But let's go ahead and pop in a blade, because I know a lot of people here do tend to get impatient when it comes to you know, they want to see the lightsaber light up kind of thing. Trust me, I get it. I get it. I mean, it can't be called a review if I just, you know, pop in a blade and light it up, right? Like I said, as mentioned, when it comes to the hilt, there's Phoenix Props, which is more accurate to the concept art, and then there's the KY Lightsabers one. Personally, I think KY Lightsabers did a really good job with his install. I guess I already had the full blade in already. And it looks pretty neat. What's really cool about the Jedi Killer lightsaber hilt is that I've seen all kinds of iterations of it. I've seen different weathering jobs. I've seen an alternate version, which is called the Sith Killer. So instead of like the red wire going on, it's like a blue wire, and it's more of a silver-toned hilt. So there's a lot of really cool custom variations of this style hilt, whether it's Phoenix Props or KY Lightsabers, and it's just one that's always got a unique design every time I see one pop up in the community. So let's go ahead and get to font number 1 and turn off our main light here. Since this lightsaber is specifically based on Kylo Ren's concept art lightsaber for Star Wars The Force Awakens, I figured what better way to have as font number 1 than a Kylo Ren Saber font. This is a Saber font that I actually acquired from Kyberphonic. And of course, any blade styles that I use in this video are from Fernando's Blade Styles, because he's got a lot of great options when it comes to your Profi installs. Also too, for the speaker, it's actually rocking a 28mm speaker. It's a nice bassy one. In fact, while we turn this off for a second, I do want to mention that as far as where it goes, the speaker is actually way up here, which means that there's a lot of excess room down here on the bottom, which really helps give it that bass and loud feedback off the Saber, which is great. I love it when a Saber is nice and loud and it's bassy and just sounds epic along the way. But let's go ahead and reignite this again. So again, that was the twist activation there. Alright. See if we can go and get the other gesture mode that I just added. I haven't got the chance to practice with it yet. Is like a jab motion, which so far it's not doing the jab like it's supposed to, but if I hold it upright and do this, maybe it kind of does that. So I need to tweak some of the settings around, so that's user mistake, not the actual install. But at least twist works fine. So here's the crystal chamber. So right now the crystal chamber is reacting the same way as the main blade. And when this turns off, this actually does a slight pulse, and this will go on for about 20 seconds, and then it will turn off completely. Now, as always, I know usually when it comes to me showcasing Saber fonts on here, some people don't like it when there's quotes and stuff like that. The thing is with custom lightsabers is that you don't have to have quotes on there. If you don't want quotes and you just want it to make the lightsaber sounds and that's it, then you could just program it and edit the font packages to do just that. But for me, I like having quotes and stuff like that, or sometimes theatrical versions where quotes are added when the saber's turned on. But it's all about personal preference. Everyone's different. Everyone has their own likings and dislikings. Going on to font number 2.
It's time to let old things die.
Is the Ben Solo font. Because we have 2 crystals in here, one is, uncracked and the other one is cracked. I thought, this is kind of a nice representation. The top one representing Ben Solo, while the bottom one is, well, his path to darkness. So in this case, we now have Kylo Ren. At least that's how I look at it. But you guys could incorporate your own story with your own helps. So go ahead and enable activation. There's the crystal chamber once again. This really nice blue color. Blue is one of my personal favorites, along with yellow. I think yellow is my main blade color personally. And again, the hilt feels great in the hands. There's no really any main issues as far as handling goes. Even with that red wire here, I thought this was gonna kind of get in the way, but honestly, it's not really bothering me whatsoever. Now, there's one thing that I did add to this one, is that I decided to add a force effect kind of file on here. As you guys may recall that in Star Wars The Force Awakens, which you can kind of call this a spoiler, but it's been out for such a long time now, which I don't really care at this point if it is a spoiler. Just no hard feelings. Like, it's been out for years. So if you haven't seen it, then obviously you have no plans of seeing it, I guess. I don't know where I'm going with this. But anyways, towards the end scene, we had a conflicting moment between Han Solo and Kylo Ren, aka Ben Solo. And there was that moment where, Han was trying to bring Ben to the light, come back with me kind of thing. And we can kind of see the light fading away to where, you see the light of Kylo, or in this case Ben, just fading away and transferring back to Kylo Ren, where we see the end of Han Solo. So I incorporated a blade style to kind of go with this when we activate a quote. So let me go ahead and turn this on. And then this is what happens when we activate the quote. We're going to see the transformation from Ben to Kylo Ren.
Your son is gone. He was weak and foolish like his father. So I destroyed him.
So by me doing that for, I believe it's 20 or 30 seconds, we are now left, instead of the blue, to now an unstable red. But we can see here that the crystal remains blue. So there's still that bit of goodness in him. It's just that it's taken a lot of effort and time for that good side of him to come out. But like I said, that effect will stay there for about 20 or 30 seconds, and then it'll revert back to its original form.
I will have my vengeance.
Now for some other fun Saber fonts. You guys have seen this font before. It's called Pitch Black, but I incorporated some Revan quotes on here and a Prion absorb effect. It's definitely one of my favorite Saber fonts too. I'm surprised I haven't hit the camera yet. That would make for a great video though. Now this one, actually I incorporated a Kyber crystal effect, and this is actually doing the heartbeat effect. So it'll react as a heartbeat for about 20 or 30 seconds, and then this will turn off. But I do want to activate this again, just because I feel like when the blade actually ignites fully, the synchronization between the crystal chamber and the blade is just pure perfection, in my opinion. And it just doesn't get any better than that.
Ezra Bridger,
This is one that I actually just purchased today to add on here. This is a Ezra Saber font from Kyberphonic as well. And I already have his, the first Ezra Saber font, but this is going to be Ezra's second lightsaber. And I figured why not have some other colors featured in here. So right now the blade style that I'm using this one is just simply a random blade flicker. If I'm not incorporating any special effects, I would usually just use random blade flicker on here. It's a nice bright green too. So if you have Ezra's lightsaber, specifically his second one, now you have a perfect saber font to add for that. Oop. There you go. And I did add at least 3 quotes on here.
My name is Lando Calrissian. I'm a smuggler. I heard there was lost treasure here. I made a deal with pirates, okay? I swear.
He swears.
The fall is my home, Kanan. I can't stand singing like this.
So let's do something about it.
When did Kanan teach you that?
He didn't.
Exactly. Next up.
It is the Darksaber.
I figured one more from Rebels, and we have the Dark Star, which I believe is on Repulse Customs. I'm trying to remember the Saber font website specifically. It's kind of hard to remember each and every one, but I'm trying my best. I don't have the best memory. Of course, this one is using the blade style animation for Clone Wars. What's neat is that for Fernando Blade Styles, if you have a Darksaber blade font, he has one where the effect will be like Clone Wars animated, or you can go with real-life version from The Mandalorian. But this one is purely based on the Rebels version. And some of you guys may be always wondering, how come I have never hit the shells back here every time I'm swinging the lightsaber? To be quite honest, I have no idea. I'm surprised myself. This is another new saber font that I had. I showcased it in a teaser in one of the live streams. But this one is called Ignition Redux. Just type that in on Google and you'll be taken directly to the font page. Again, for lightsaber effects, I just love a lot of the randomness that you can do. Again, it's all about having fun with it personally, and I just thought this one had a really neat blade style to it. I will mention though, this Ignition Redux has a really lengthy config file for the Profi board, so it's going to eat up a lot of memory. Just a fair warning, I know there's a new Profi board set on the way, which I believe will have more memory usage, but if you are planning on adding this font on here, specifically with the blade style, just keep note that that blade style is going to eat up a lot of space. You can just not use the blade style and have the font for sure, but just letting you guys know, fair warning. Let's go ahead and activate. So a really neat kind of struggling to start up kind of effect on there. It's pretty neat. I like it.
I am the Senate.
Now this one is a free saber font called Senate Majority, I believe is the name of it. It's actually a free saber font. Just type it on Google, Reddit, or the Profi Facebook group. Which does that one. Just a simple, really cool effect. We'll do that one once again. And then we should be back at square one.
Traitor!
Exactly. Go ahead and turn on this light again. So yeah, overall, I really like this lightsaber. You know, it's really cool. Some people may not be a fan of the dual kyber crystals here. I love it. You know, for me, when it comes to custom lightsabers, you know, I like removable battery setups, neopix, and all that fun stuff. But as far as like looks of a saber, I'm a sucker for hilts that are weathered personally. And I love exposed kyber crystals. I think they're the coolest, which is why Starkiller's lightsaber is one of my personal favorites. And having a dual, exposed kyber crystals here is a really cool effect that I really like. But if you search up, again, Jedi Killer lightsaber hilts, you find all kinds of variations that are done by the community. Different weatherings, different installs, different internals. And it's really cool to see all the main differences. It almost makes you want to kind of collect all the different ones out there. But then again, you'd be stuck with one type, but with many variations of it. But again, I think Solo Sabers did an excellent job as far as the install goes. I don't really have any complaints. I mean, I guess if anything, by default, there isn't anything here for me to attach in order to carry it onto my side. But it looks like there is something here on the bottom. There is an opening there. So I should be able to get a D-ring of some kind and some kind of bolts, Loctite, or whatever it is that I need to use to screw that on here securely. And hopefully this piece also remain held in pretty good as well. But that's probably the only thing I could think of that I could potentially add on here, just so that way I could solve that one issue. But that's really about it. But let me know what you guys think about this hilt in the comment section down below. But as a reminder, once again, is that tomorrow, June 6th, I'll be going to Disneyland, visiting California Adventure first, and ending my day over at the Disneyland side at Galaxy's Edge. And also, too, thank you guys for helping me reach 97,000 subscribers. I am so close to my dream on YouTube, which is to have 100,000 subscribers. That's been my biggest dream. And keep note that if you're new here or if you're a longtime viewer, when I reach 100,000 subscribers, I'm going to be giving away a custom lightsaber. We're not talking about a cheap custom. We're talking about the ins and outs. NeoPixel install, Profi or CFX, haven't decided on which install or hilt, but it's basically going to be like, I don't know, $600 to $900 prize item that you guys will have a chance to win when we reach that goal. But again, thank you guys so much, and hopefully you guys look forward to some more additional content. I'll be giving you guys my thoughts on Avengers Campus and so much more. Until then, I'll see you guys on the next video upload, and always remember, may the Force be with you.